So, what if the future of money wasn't just digital? What if it was physical, too? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a pretty wild proposal. It's one that mashes up the ancient value of silver with the cutting-edge tech of crypto. The goal? To build a whole new kind of financial system from the ground up. All right, this is the big question, right? Could your money be used to control you? The whole idea we're breaking down today really comes from this one single fear. The author of this piece is basically saying, hey, look out, because the way things are going, it doesn't matter if it's government money or crypto, both paths could lead to a place where our financial freedom is, well, seriously at risk. So the author's argument is that we're basically caught between a rock and a hard place. It's like a financial pincer movement. On one side, you've got government money, which they see as a tool for total central control and surveillance. And on the other side, well, you've got mainstream crypto, which according to them has been totally hijacked by big institutions and is just riddled with scams. And here's the kicker. In their view, both of these roads lead to the exact same place, us losing control over our own money. Okay, so this brings us to the real heart of the argument, a crisis of control. The author's whole premise is that all modern financial systems, doesn't matter if it's traditional or crypto, they're all converging. They're all heading toward one single point of, you guessed it, total oversight and regulation. And what does that future look like? Well, according to the author, just imagine this. Every single transaction you make, everything from buying a coffee to paying your rent, is logged on a blockchain. And that means it's all right there, out in the open, for some central authority to track, to tax, to control, and even to block. And they can do it all in real time. A little scary, right? So you gotta ask, how did we end up in this mess? Well, the author calls it the fiat and crypto trap. The idea is that this trap was sprung by the two systems we depend on the most, good old traditional fiat money and the version of crypto that's popular today. Wow, crypto could be the Trojan horses to digital enslavement. That is a heck of a line from the source material, isn't it? It's this powerful metaphor, and what they're saying is that crypto, the very thing so many people saw as a ticket to freedom from the old banking system, could ironically end up being the exact tool used for an even more advanced, more complete form of financial control. And what about the other side of the trap? Government money, or fiat money. The argument here is that it's basically a belief system. It's not backed by anything real, anything tangible. Its value only exists because some authority tells us it has value. And according to the author, this setup allows for what they call silent taxation through inflation, just slowly eating away at your wealth without you even realizing it's happening. This timeline really tells the story from the author's perspective. Think about it. Back in 2009, Bitcoin kicked off as this huge FU to the banking system. It was pure rebellion. But fast forward to today, the author says you've got giants like BlackRock and Vanguard pulling the strings. So the tool of rebellion has, in their eyes, been completely co-opted by the exact system it was created to fight. Okay, so if both fiat and crypto are a trap, then what's the way out? What's the alternative? Well, this is where the proposal gets really interesting. The whole solution is about creating a physical anchor for our digital world, an anchor of value. And that anchor is silver. The author calls precious metals, especially silver, the proverbial spanners dropped in the works of the fiat machine. And the key word here is physicality. Think about it. In a system that's built entirely on belief or on lines of digital code, owning a real, tangible asset, a silver coin you can hold in your hand, that just messes up the whole machine. It's something real, something that exists completely outside the control of any central server or government. I love this comparison. The author says the physical 1-ounce silver coin or bar is the cold wallet. In crypto, a cold wallet is how you store your assets completely offline, safe from hackers. It's maximum security. So what they're saying here is that a physical piece of silver, that's the ultimate cold wallet. It's the original, offline, unhackable store of value. Okay, but let's be real. If silver's the anchor, how on earth do you use a physical coin in our super-fast digital economy? You can't exactly email a piece of silver. Well, this is where we get to the blueprint for a new tokenized system. This is the author's answer. So, the author proposes a brand new unit of account. It's called the Silver Milligram Token, or SMT for short, and they've even come up with a new symbol for it. See that? It's like the old British pound sign. The idea is to signal that, unlike the money we use today, this currency is actually backed by something real and finite, a precious metal. And this is the absolute key to the whole system. The value is not based on some crazy fluctuating market price. Nope, it's pegged directly to a fixed physical measurement, 1 milligram of silver. So 1 token equals 1 milligram of actual physical silver that the person who made the token is holding on to. Simple as that. Okay, so this chart really breaks it all down beautifully. Let's look at the options. You've got your fiat stablecoins, like USDC. They're backed by dollars sitting in a bank somewhere, and they're controlled by a big corporation. Then you have Bitcoin. It's backed by the network consensus, right? But the author argues it's still heavily influenced by huge players. But now look at the proposed silver-backed token. What's it backed by? Physical silver in your vault. Who controls it? You do. And what's its value based on? Not price, but physical weight. It's a totally different model. And all of this, it all leads to the author's ultimate goal, their big vision. Be your own bank. See, this isn't just about making a new coin or a new token. It's about building an entirely new financial ecosystem, one that's completely decentralized, where every single person is their own bank. So how would this actually work in practice? The author lays out a pretty simple 4-step plan. Step 1, you get some physical silver. Step 2, you use the tech to create your very own personal token. Think of this token as a digital receipt. It's proof of the silver you're holding. Step 3, you peg that token directly to the weight of your silver. And finally, step 4, you can start transacting with those tokens inside a trusted network of your peers, people who are all doing the exact same thing. This really gets to the core of it. The whole philosophy here is a complete flip of the traditional system. Instead of top-down, it's bottom-up. Value and authority don't start with a central bank or government. They start with you, the individual. In this system, every single person becomes the CEO of their own token, backed by their own holdings. You literally become the creator and the backer of your own money. So when you boil it all down, the author's entire proposal really leaves us with this one giant question. Is technology the key to our freedom, or is it the ultimate prison? It's a paradox, right? The very same tech that could lead to total financial surveillance could, in theory, also be used to give us complete individual sovereignty. And according to this author, the difference between technology becoming a tool for freedom versus a digital prison, well, it all comes down to who controls the underlying value. That's a pretty powerful thought to chew on.